episode, I'm going to give you a behind the scenes tour of my coaching program and community on the Heartbeat app. I received an invitation from Heartbeat to give a video walkthrough of my community, and I thought, well, why not invite my YouTube family as well into this behind the scenes tour? So I'm excited to give you this tour because I love Heartbeat. And so we're going to jump right into this. If you're new to me, my name is Coach Kim. I'm a certified life and business mindset coach for brilliant Christian coaches and entrepreneurs, and I simply help them make more money, have more impact in their lives, in their businesses, using two powerful things they already possess: their thoughts and their beliefs. All right, are you ready for this tour? It's going to be fun. All right, let's go ahead and let's get ready to jump in. All right, I'm excited to give you this tour, and I'm going to try to show you all the things. But let me give you just a little bit of a background here. And so I've been a coach since about 2015, 2016, and many coaching programs, and a very successful coaching program a couple years ago, the Enoughness Academy. And then God gave me a vision at the beginning of this year and just shifted my entire coaching business. And so that vision included a product suite for Christian coaches. So since February, March, a girl's been busy creating a product suite for coaches. And so there are 3 programs in this product suite to help Christian coaches, whether they're beginning, whether they're scaling. And so those programs are the Coaches by Grace Accelerator. Then the next level is the Business by Grace Incubator. And then the third level, the highest tier, is the Scale by Grace Mentorship. Yes, there is a theme: by grace. And so the Coaches by Grace Accelerator, which is the lowest tier, is the $7 membership, robust. You're going to see it in a minute. But that's where coaches come to learn client acquisition by belief. Client acquisition by heaven. Nothing outside of them creates their results. So we show them how they create clients within, how to get clients coming through the door, regardless of what's going on in the economy, the world. Like, this is a skill. Client acquisition is a skill. And when you learn how to do that by belief, you're unstoppable. So that's what you learn when you come in. And this is why I feel God has given me this vision, because when we start coaching, we just start building all the things, all the shiny things, but we don't know how to create clients. We don't know how to have clients come through the door without all the stuff. And so that's where you're going to learn that. That's your training ground and Coaches by Grace Accelerator. And then after you've learned the skill of client acquisition by belief, then you can move on to Business by Grace Incubator, which is my $47 membership, which the invite is only through Coaches by Grace Accelerator. And so that's where you build all the shiny things now, right? You can get into creating your programs, your assets, your list, and all of that. And so you build it upon the foundation of client acquisition. And so we create a Heaven Signature coaching program in that container. We don't create signature programs because signature is your writing. Everything we get comes from heaven. So we create Heaven Signature Coaching Program. I show the framework for that, how I do that, how I create all of that with heaven. It's a beautiful program. And then we have the Scale by Grace Mentorship. And that's where coaches can now scale their thought leadership, because as you scale your thought leadership, you scale the rest of your business. So I show them how to do that in those 3 programs. So I'm about to give you a sneak peek into what we have been building with my heavenly team this year. I love Heartbeat. Now, if you're not familiar with Heartbeat, let's go ahead and share our screen here. And so heartbeat.chat, it is the all-in-one platform for community businesses. And so I'll have a link here in the description if you want to check them out. I'm pretty sure that with my link, you can get some dollars off. And so that would be cool for you if you want to check out Heartbeat. But I love Heartbeat. I love it. 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 Okay, how many times can I say I love it? And I'm going to tell you why. Here is the thing, right? With my other coaching programs, I'm all about coaching. I'm all about delivering the goods, giving you what you came here for. But the community piece, your girl wasn't really good or focused in the community piece. And so I would have Facebook, I would have Slack, and sometimes I would show up in there, but I was all about coaching. So you going to find me like in my community coaching on Zoom. You're going to find me right with the programs and giving them what they need and the tools and putting things together. But the community part, I was not the best. And so when God gave me this vision at the beginning of the year for this new suite, I knew that I had to have the community component. And so I just was not about to be on Facebook and Slack and stuff all day. And I was like, okay, I need something all in one. And so I love Heartbeat because it has the functionality of Messenger. It has the functionality of Facebook. It has the functionality of Slack. You can have your Zoom links in there. It has the functionality of voice rooms like Clubhouse. I'm big on Clubhouse. And so much. Now I just log into one place. And my clients love it too. We log into one place and everything is there. Like we don't have to go looking for Zoom links. We don't have to go like in the DMs or like channels and the course. Right? I forgot about that. The course portal is there. Everything is there. All right. Are you ready? Okay. Let's go ahead and look at this community that we've built with our heavenly team. All right. So love, Heartbeat. So what you're seeing now is one of the threads. And so this is the introductions thread. And so let me back up a second. So this is my sales page for the Coaches by Grace Accelerator. So my payments are off of Heartbeat. I take my payments through Thrivecart. Okay, so once they click this button and they pay, then in their email, they get a link, right? And that link allows them access to the community here on Heartbeat. And so when they get that link, there's an onboarding sequence that they go through, right? So all I have to do is just customize the questions. And so they answer questions. And then when they answer those questions, their answers are pre-populated into a post in this thread. Okay, so this is the introductions thread. I'm not going to scroll down to show you anyone's information, but this section is pre-filled with what they entered in the onboarding. They could also change it if they wanted to. Okay, and so what you're seeing here, this main menu over here on the left, and I have everything very focused in here. This main menu could be very long, but I want it to be focused because remember, we're teaching client acquisition by belief, and I don't want a lot of shiny things to get them distracted. And so we have threads, courses, docs, events, and a directory. And so the threads tab is the sub menu open next to it. And so that's what's open right now. And then in the middle, whatever I select in that sub menu is what you're seeing. And so starting at the very top, there are voice rooms. And so I love it. We have a standing voice room every Monday called the Monday Morning Mindset voice room. We come, we have worship, we have prayer, we have the word, we set our mind for our week, and it's such a beautiful room. And so this is how we're using voice rooms. I'm really big on Clubhouse. I have a community on there. That's like my top of funnel, where I give a lot of content in there. We're close to like 700 rooms. And so that community has been going on for 2 years. A lot of my community is here in my paid community. And so when I saw that Heartbeat had the voice room functionality, of course, I was all in, right? And so all you do is you just hit join, and then you have let's see, we have to allow permissions there. It just has basic function where you can do video, but really all it is just a microphone and you just talk, and we can see some faces if people have their camera. All right, so I want to cut that off, and so I'm going to end that there. And then I have what's called the Coaches Break Room. So the Coaches Break Room is also another voice room, and the voice like out, right? They can come and hang out. They can do things like that. And so those are the voice rooms. Okay, I'm going to close that. Then everyone. So these are threads. You can think of these like your Slack channels. You can think of these like your Facebook groups. And so I have the 3 programs, but I didn't want the community to be separate. And that's how it is sometimes. We have multiple programs. You're on Facebook and there's a paid community, a free community, a paid community for that. And I'm like, I ain't doing all that. I had to make this feasible, easy for me to get done. Ease of use is what I was looking for. And so all the community is together, all three programs. And I love it because say if you're in the lower tier, Coaches by Grace Accelerator, and someone's in the higher tier, the Scale by Grace Mentorship, you can be seeing the type of conversations they're having on that level, and that can inspire you to like, that's where I'm going to be. Those are the things I'm going to be working on. So I love that it's together, that it's not separated. The only separation in my community is on the course level, right? So whatever program you have invested into, you're only going to see that course. But as far as community and everything else, we're all one together. All right, let me quickly show you the threads. And so we have what's called the Q's and Discussions thread. And so my my Coaches by Grace Accelerator, this is the access they have to me on the $7 level. They have 2 live Q&A calls a month with me, and they have a monthly training, and they have access to Coaches Week, which is a preview of the higher tier, some features of the higher tier. They get that once a month. So they have a lot of access. And they also have like 24/5, so not 7 days a week, but 24/5 access to me in the threads. And so they can post questions and I will come and answer. So you can pin post here on Heartbeat. So we have a monthly client goal thread. And so this is where we provide some support for them in reaching their monthly client goals. And we go over all of this, and they're able to post what their client goals is and get support for that. And so that's a thread there. And then let's see if we keep going. Like I'll use this for in case you missed it. So our Monday morning mindset voice room that we just had have a little summary of that. I love Heartbeat because they have where you can put the audios now, and it has audio player right inside the post. And so coaching week, some things were going on. So when I'm having calls, I can come and I can tag all of the members and they will get that. All right, so that's the Q's and Discussions thread. We treat this like a Facebook group, okay? Then there's announcements. So this is like a read-only channel. So this is where I come and I post the announcements, all right, for what's going on. And so as I said, with the Coaches by Grace Accelerator, there is a monthly training. So we just had our monthly training for August a couple weeks ago, and it was creating your first four-figure coaching offer. And so I'll come in here and I'll post about that. So that's what's going on there. So the announcements tab is just read only, where they can come, and is where I post all the announcements. So what the biweekly calls, and if they want to post their questions, pre-submit questions for the calls. Okay. And so this is the announcements. Then the introductions, you've already seen that tab. And then we have a share your wins tab as well. Okay. All right. Share your wins tab coming up. So this is where we encourage our members to share their wins, so they can share their wins here. Then we have something that is, it's called Vault or Vanish. And so let me tell you this. So Coaches by Grace and Business by Grace Incubator are memberships, while the Scale by Grace Mentorship is a 12-month program. And so the memberships, I'm using a publisher model, right? So there's something that's always being published weekly, monthly. And so because my focus in Coaches by Grace Accelerator is that the coaches would learn client acquisition and not get distracted, even with the publisher model, and I'm constantly publishing new content every month, I didn't want it to be cluttered. Okay. Well, you've been in programs and it's like there's content for days. And while that's great, I don't want you distracted, right? I got a purpose, and that's to help you learn how to sign clients. And so what we have here is called Vault or Vanish. And so what that is that the monthly training, let me go ahead and open this up. And so the monthly training, like there's an opportunity first of all, the monthly training, it vanishes in 30 days. It expires, right? And so what happens is it moves on to the higher tier where it lives indefinitely. And so on the lower tier, they get access to this monthly training for 30 days. And so I recently implemented this called Vault or Vanish. And so it can remain in the vault, or it can vanish in 30 days. And so the way it can remain in the vault is if you do the work. So there's an assignment here. There's a number of coaches that need to complete this assignment. And when they complete it, then it goes into the vault, and I'll show you where the vault is in a minute. And so that's something that we just implement it, and it's been received well. So that's that. And so these are the threads. I love it. I love it. I love it. Further down is some other threads: the Scale by Grace Beta, Unfiltered and Unleashed, which is my free community, and then the DMs like would be like Messenger on Facebook. All right, move on. The courses. Now, this is where like the separation will happen. Okay, so this is where wherever they've invested, they're going to get access to the course. So Coaches by Grace, Business by Grace, or Scale by Grace. All right, so I'm going to take you quickly, very quickly in here because you can get lost. All right, so Coaches by Grace Accelerator. So remember, this is focused on client acquisition by belief. And so it revolves around my method. The Clients by Grace method is what they learn. I created a course roadmap. And so this is where they start here, course roadmap. And the videos are hyperlinked in here. So they have pre-work. Then they have the modules, module 1, module 2, module 3, and a bonus. And so all they would have to do was come, and they can use this course roadmap action guide, and they can click through to the module, the lesson they want to go to. Okay, so I really love this. And so they could either use this navigation here on the left, or they could just see where they are on their roadmap. Okay, then we get into pre-work and bonuses. Well, I skipped something. We have a mindset module. I use the thought model certified through the Life Coach School. So that's a model that I use, a predominant coaching tool we use there in our program. I have a course called Mental Toughness in 90 Days. So I brought over some mental toughness mastery trainings and some recommendations on those training. We're big on mindset in our program. Okay, let's move on to the pre-work. All right, so the pre-work bonuses are the bomb. All right, so this is a pre-work. This is where they come, and this is where they establish that foundation for building their business with God in partnership with Him and by grace. And so I teach them my method of dreaming with God, how to reverse engineer the dream, because we're told to make that plain so we can run with it, how to create a 3-year plan, which is not an itemized thing to do for 3 years, but how to think from 3 years in the future. I love this because you can attach the worksheets, and you can also have assignments. And so we have assignments at the end of the lessons, and then they could be accountable to it by clicking this button where they post in the channel, and then the channels I just showed you, those threads, right? And they could have it pre-populated with the title here, and they can just give their insights about their lesson. And so I love that functionality there that Heartbeat has. All right, and so these bonuses are the best in the industry. We have what's called the Uncertified Coach Getting Started Kit. And so they can come in here, even if they're uncertified, they can get the most powerful tools to begin to build their business with. We have video trainings. We have a workbook that they could also, it's taking a while to load up because I'm going really fast. The workbook that they could also download. There it is on this. And then we have other bonuses. We have the six-week coaching package, weekly session guide. The workbook could go along with that. We have the consults made easy. And then there are video trainings, many different video trainings on that. I've been told that from other people that have taken sales training in the industry that this one is superior. It is up there. Why? Because we teach it from the place of mindset, how to help your client overcome their objections by you teaching them how to manage their mind and their thoughts. So it's very powerful. We have another bonus called the 32 Real Client Sales Objections. So these are actual client sales objections. I have a framework showing them how to help their client overcome the objections. I created something called the Objection Simulator, where you can practice these before you get on the actual call. And then there's a workbook. All right, going fast. That's the pre-work. And then we get into the modules. I have 3 lessons in each module. Very simple framework to follow. All of the videos are under like 12, 13 minutes. Again, my focus was get in, learn the stuff, go out, sign clients. And so not a lot to keep you distracted, right? You'll see that is that's a big value of mine. And so they have their video training, they have their workbook to download. It's taking a while to come up. And then again, they have their assignments. And so I'm not going to go through all of this. I will jump ahead to the actual Clients by Grace method, which is what this program is all about, there is a private podcast for this. And so not only do they have this in Heartbeat, but I use Hello Audio, and they have a private podcast where they can actually listen to this on the go. And so there's so much in here. I cannot cover everything, but there is the Google worksheets, how to sign and serve your first client, the weekly steps, how to create more clients, how to get fully booked, and how to create your offer. So there's so much here, right? So that's the course in Client and Coaches by Grace. I'm going to quickly go through the other two courses. So this is the Business by Grace Incubator. This is where now you have learned how to sign clients. Again, we have the mindset modules. Again, it's 3 modules with 3 lessons in each. There's a lot in here, right? So teaching you how to draw out your unique message, how to, and I'm sorry guys, this is slow, could be my computer, but there's a lot of here, and the workbooks are attached. Then we get into creating a captive audience. We get into funnel your captivated audience, building your own asset. Then we get into creating your heaven signature coaching program. Again, I talked about that earlier. We don't create signature coaching programs in my thing because we are not doing this alone. We never work alone. We're actually receiving the blueprint from heaven. So that's how we work. And so much in here. We have, let me go to this part here. We show you how to launch using a workshop. So we have an entire Trello workflow for that. And in this lesson, I walk you through that entire workflow. Sorry, it's taking a while for the videos to come up, but that is that. So there's a lot going on here in the Business by Grace Incubator to get you to 6 figures. And then we have the Scale by Grace mentorship. I love it because it's thought leadership is what I'm doing. So we just recently are rolling out the Scale by Grace mentorship. And so for those that want to build a sustainable business where they will never run out of business, we base this program on Hebrews 1 and 3, where God is holding together the universe and expanding it by his spoken word. And so it's our spoken word, our thought leadership that also helps us expand, help us scale, and we'll never run out of business. And so everything revolves around their dashboard. And so they have a simple scale dashboard here. So they click that, they go out to their dashboard, and the dashboard, let me see if I can get this on the screen so you can see it fully. Let's see here. And so the dashboard, it's a central location for the entire program and the phases. So there are 4 phases, and then there is the framework. And so here is linking to the framework. And so when they click the link, it actually takes them back out to a Heartbeat where they can do the work and watch the videos and the assignment. And so I'll just show you one here. So under the first phase, which is grow your thought leadership, right? If I were to click on this, complete the growth audit. And so we're going to go here, and then it'll just open up Heartbeat and take me back out to where this training is. And it's just taking a minute to come up, but it's all linked back to Heartbeat. And so they'll come to the lesson and they'll see the video training, they'll see the tools, and then they complete it that way. Okay, so that's just a little bit of the Scale by Grace. We have other dashboards within the dashboard too. And so I'm sorry, this is taking a little while to come up. We'll give it just a second. And so now what I'll do is I'll take you to the next tab. See if this is still trying to think. Okay, we'll let it think. The next tab is going to be docs. Okay, so that's where the courses were. Okay, now it's lagging. Sorry, everyone, is lagging. All right, so the next tab is docs. And so this is where all the resources are. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of the docs tab. Docs like documents. And so we have resources. We have for the Coaches by Grace members, we have for the Business by Grace members and the Scale by Grace members. And so resources is where there's a code of conduct. There is how to use Heartbeat, which I don't even use that anymore because I do a bi-weekly new members orientation call, which is about a 90-minute call. And so I go over everything there. And then there is where they can manage their subscription on their own. And so there's a link to my Stripe portal there. And then we have the bi-weekly new member orientation call that is uploaded right here that they get to look at. All right, so again, with the Coaches by Grace Accelerator members, the access they have are 2 live Q&A calls every other week, and this is where they're going to see that access. All right, so here is the vault that I was speaking of earlier. So this is the training that gets to remain so that it's not cluttered in the program. And remember, after 30 days, that training, it graduates to the next tier. And so this is something that remained. This is the Easy Brain Rewire Blueprint audio course. So I showed clients how to create their own audios to rewire their brain. And also this is hosted on Hello Audio as well. And so that's that very powerful course. Then what remained in the vault is called Equipped for Social. So I did a training here, a 30-day accelerator on how they could use social media for their business and how to create clients. And so all of that you'll see here. Maybe I should slow down. Like maybe I should slow down because I'm going fast. All right. Then their workbooks and things are there. So that's Equipped for Social. I have a bonus in here. So I recently did a training called Summer Mindset Camp. And so the Coaches by Grace members, they got access to all of those trainings. There were 4 trainings all around the brain and mindset. So all of that is in here as well. I'm going to try to slow down because you guys don't get to see anything because I'm going so fast. All right, so there is a workbook here. It's taking just a while to pull up, but then the slides are in here. The videos are in here, more workbooks. Workbooks are taking a while, sorry, to load up. The videos. All right, so that's that. So bonuses are here. Then here's the monthly training. So the monthly training, as I said, they have access to it for 30 days. And so the August training again was to create your first 4-figure coaching offer. And so we have in here that this training will expire on September 8th. If they want it to remain in the vault, like they have to complete the vault or vanish assignment. And then here are all of the videos. The way I do my trainings, right? They're live. And then after the training, I go ahead and I edit that training. So it's like if it's a 90-minute training or something like that, I will edit it. And like the way I have the slides set up, I know where I'm breaking up that video. And so it's almost like mini courses that I'm doing every single month. And also like this is like a 32-page workbook. And so, yeah, so they get to retain that when they do the work. All right. And then the call replays. So again, we have the two bi-weekly live Q&A calls every month. So they're going to have access to these replays here. And so they can come, these get uploaded like within 24 hours here. And so that is that. And it's coming up. All right. So that's it for docs for Coaches by Grace Accelerator. Now, Business by Grace Incubator. So that is the middle tier. They actually have way more goo gobs access to me. And so we have 3 weekly calls in the Business by Grace Incubator. We have what's called a model workshop call on Tuesday nights. We have a group coaching call on Wednesday afternoons, and we have a 2-hour co-working call on Thursday afternoons. And so we do a lot in that group. So there are a lot of calls. And so the model workshop call, that's to help clients use the thought model to manage their thoughts. They can submit their models in advance here. I've embedded the Google form, right? And then after the call, they can come here and they can get next steps for getting coaching on their thought models. The next tab is going to be what we call our Coach to Coach private coaching portal. And so this is also Business by Grace. What they have unlimited asynchronous coaching, private coaching with me. It's a feature that my clients love because they have the group coaching on Wednesdays, but this allows them to get private coaching. So it's asynchronous, so it's not happening at the same time. Like I told them, you can be in bed with a bonnet on, sitting in audio to get coached. And so I use the Video Ask platform for this. I've been using them for a long time. I love them. They're through Typeform. And so they can just come here and they can access the Coach to Coach private coaching portal. The way that works, I'm not sure why my video keeps going out, but it doesn't look like you guys can see my video right now. All right, so let me click off of that. All right, so my screen was going black for a little bit. All right, let me go back. So these are the monthly trainings. So these are the trainings that were in Coaches by Grace that expired, and now they live here in Business by Grace Incubator. So in April, we had the Drama Less Niche niching process. And so this is where all of this training now comes to live. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all of that, but I did want to go back to the Coach to Coach private coaching portal. Maybe it was blacking out because it's on a different platform. So again, I use Video Ask, and all you have to do to be able to submit your question for coaching is start to play the video. Once you play the video, welcome to 3 buttons pop up. So my clients can submit their coaching questions by video, audio, or text. And so they give permission to Video Ask. They submit that within 24 hours. A coach comes back. So it's a very popular feature in the Business by Grace Incubator. The last thing is going to be the call replays. Again, we have 3 calls a week, so there are a lot of replays here. There are a lot of replays here. We also have a monthly training. Let me go to one of those because we didn't for July because of the holiday. We also have a monthly training in the Business by Grace Incubator called Mental Toughness Mastery. It's almost like continuing education credits for their mental toughness 90 days course. So that's the first Tuesday of the month. So they're going to have that call. And then again, all of the replays for the week, the 3 calls we have weekly, they will find here in the replays. And so this is taking a while to come up. So, but just to show you, it's just a lot of replays here. And so this is where they will find that. All right. So that, I believe, is all we're showing for the docs. Scale by Grace just started, so there's really nothing to see there. And then there is the events tab. And so we're at the end of the month. And so I load up the events for the entire month. And so for September, right, like the end of August, beginning of September, I will load up all of the events for the month. So there'll be a lot of events in here. But now since we're at the final days, just the 2 calls for this week remaining for Business by Grace is what you see. So they can come to the events tab and they can RSVP for an event. So when they hit RSVP, right now what's going to happen, they're confirming they're going to get notifications and stuff. And so if you click on the tab, it will open up, and I love it again because the Zoom link is here. Don't have to go hunting for Zoom links, right? And so I have all the information here about the calls, and I believe that is the tour. I believe that's it. All right. I hope that that was helpful. I love Heartbeat. It has truly, I went from a person that wasn't a good community leader, right? As far as Facebook groups, right? Some people really thrive in, creating these engaged Facebook groups. Like I was just not consistent. And I've had Facebook group for years, and I would have these, times where I was consistent, right? I was consistent for a few months, but then I'd be like, okay, I got to get back to coaching. I got to get back to this. And so since I knew I wanted community to be a big aspect, this has truly helped. So that's my tour. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're interested in Heartbeat, I can put my link in the description. If you're wanting to get started in our programs, come join us. I just gave you the tour, so you know what's going on. I'll also have this link around the video. All right, I believe that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in today. You can go ahead if you want more content about coaching from heaven and belief, you might as well subscribe, like this video, and hit those notifications and share it with someone, a coach you know that is scaling and they're like, it's so much, it's overwhelming. Like, I know it can be. This is why I'm looking for what's going to be ease of use, and Heartbeat has been that answer to prayer. So I have been delighted to give you this tour. We'll see you in the next episode.